Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Fowl Territory number, is it 234? I am your host,
Good
Gizzard
evening,
Gary.
everyone. Welcome to Fowl Territory number 234. I'm your host, Gizzard Larry.
There's an echo in here. Can you hear it? Let me adjust something.
Can you hear it?
Did you hear it? 3, 2, 1. There I go. I'm smaller. Okay, so it is Friday, September the 29th, 2023. So welcome one and all to the show. So let's see who we've got out there this evening. And looks like the first one out there is Gun Websites. G-Webs is out there. Kingpin is in the audience. R-Tech and Daughters is out there, as is She Fires. Gunpowder Beauty, who also fires, is out there. Mike White 2A Advocacy is out there. Plain Nut 767 Rick Harris is in the audience. Chessboard is with us. Travis T. Hillbilly Up out there and in here. Still looking. Dale Pogue is in the audience. Bernie Sanchez out on the Facebook side. Ozzy Osbourne barking at the moon is out there. And Duffer426 is in the audience. We have 12 people. Seems like I read more than 12 names. Some of them may have already left, but hey.
I would have left too, as late as you are.
I'm always late. Come on, man. So, of course, I have, as always, my panel. So, let's meet the panel this evening. On my right, the first one in comes to us from the state of Michigan. He is, of course, the fine bovine himself, 2 Live Moo.
Hey, Gary. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hope everybody's having a good Friday.
Yeah. So, let's go clockwise around the panel. Down on the bottom row, obviously on the road again. He is, of course, my neighbor, normally to the south, but right now he's more east than he is south. He's on his way driving to an undisclosed location, which is top secret. But let's welcome the pride of Chelsea, Oklahoma, the gun snob.
Joe. I don't think I've ever been to South Carolina before right now. I just crossed the border. I don't know that I have. I may have when I was a kid, but I don't remember it if I did.
Oh, you're going to PSA?
No. I'm going to SPA. No, I don't know where I'm going.
It's something like that. We have an anniversary member for 11 months, 2 Live Moo. There says, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, Moo. Thanks for your support.
Look at that.
Look at that. He's hung around
I thought
that
for his
long.
anniversary, Jack, he just dropped the F-bomb.
I haven't had to contribute to the swear jar in a long time.
Yeah, swear jar's empty.
You haven't been on the damn show in a long time.
That's true.
Well, Exhibit A.
That's true. Well, thank you for being here, Snob. Blitz is out there in the audience. Good evening, Blitz. And one lone panelist yet to introduce, and he is my neighbor to the east from the Show Me State, from the state of Missouri. And he is the host of the Guns, Beer, and Therapy Saturday Night Podcast. Let's welcome your friend and mine, Billy.
Man, thank you, Gary. I sure appreciate that. Oh, man. 2 Live Moo. I really liked your rap music back in the 80s. I appreciate you putting all that out there for us. And
well, you know, the dude just got arrested for my murder.
That's what I was going to say. Speaking of rap, did you see that uncle got arrested?
Yep.
Who got arrested? I missed something.
Orlando Anderson's uncle, the dude that popped Tupac, arrested for the Tupac murder.
Oh,
27 years later, they finally arrested somebody.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, the dude that did it got popped like, what, a month later or something? Or the dude they thought did it.
Michael Dunn is out there. Travis T with a 14-month member anniversary. Thank you, Travis. And we have a question from Artak and Daughters. Gizzard Gary, is Snob going to IV 88, 88, 88, 88, 88, 88? So
No, it
Snob,
looks like
Yeah, I just
he
left-
needs some new shocks on his truck by looking at that camera. Right? He's really
That's
top
probably my
heavy.
arm. I don't have a phone. My phone mounts down low where all you're going to see is my console, so I'm having to hold it in my hand.
Oh,
Bernie says 10 out of 10 cows say to eat more chicken.
true.
That's
I heard that.
probably true. That's probably true.
I got those billboards all around here too. It's hilarious. The Chick-fil-A ones, or the Chick-fil-A.
You need to get pictures of yourself in front of those and post them on like the Instagrams and stuff like that.
I should. Too lazy.
Too lazy.
There was a life-size
All right.
Bucky in Bucky's today when I was there, walking around.
Oh man, I should have took a picture of my new duck. I don't think I got a picture of it anywhere. I could have sent that in for GORN.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's
the greatest
huge.
duck out of all ducks. And I know ducks. This is the greatest duck.
Big
My
duck.
daughter got in the in the Jeep on Saturday night when I got there, and she says, "What is that doing on your dash?" And I looked at her and I said, "What? It's Donald Duck." And she just kind of rolled her eyes and got out. You'll love it when
So
I
did you
get a
say
picture.
score, whatever she did that?
She said,
Duck
"Well,
work is
you wouldn't."
intended.
She said, "Does it have to be on my side of the Jeep?" And I said, "Yes." And I said,
Next time she gets in there, turn it around and make it face her so it's staring at her.
"Don't give me any grief. I didn't buy it. One of my friends bought it for me. You can't buy your own ducks and put in your Jeep. That's the rules." And she said, "Fine." She said, "I'm going to buy you a Hillary duck and put up there."
They
Okay.
don't make no Hillary duck.
I was going to say, they don't make Hillary duck.
She's been ducking the law for years.
Yeah.
Gunpowder Beauty says, "Got the fur missiles in, and phone decided that was a perfect moment for a freaking update. 2 minutes after show was live, phone restarted. So, whew, not too late for the party." Yeah, you're not too late. Chris Lang is out there. All right. So, 19 people in the chat. So, we know Snob is on the road. Let's see.
If you look right back there behind me, those lights,
Yeah.
somewhere there's OB and Sarge are both back there somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, wave at
I
him
don't
for
think
me,
it's a
will
black-
you?
Yeah, I don't think it's the bright lights right behind me. I don't think that's Sarge. And I don't know
Does
where
he
OB
have,
is.
does
That's
he have
right.
a tilt wheel?
That's probably OB whipping around everybody, passing everybody.
You don't have to wave all 5 fingers. One is sufficient. But
Wait, Obi's driving?
They're both driving. We're all three separate.
Oh,
so
That's good.
I
for the
was-
environment.
I was fortunate enough to have the hens come to my home state of Kansas this last week for TriggerCon 23. And we all gathered in the fine city of Wichita, Kansas. Had a good time. I think everybody was really glad to be in Kansas. You could kind of tell that, the freedom and everything going on here. Everybody was into that.
Yes, everybody was so thrilled with the beautiful sights to see. It was amazing.
We did not have Chicago style deep dish pizza, but we had a substitute, which was Papa John's. But
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys had Papa John's. I didn't have that shit.
oh yeah, you was too late for the Papa John's.
I went
But
to dinner.
we made up for that. We made up for that the next night when we had, believe it or not, we had French cuisine in Wichita.
Well, we had French toast and we had French bread and we also had French
French
fries.
fries.
Pretty
Yeah.
great.
No, we went to a place called, believe it or not, it was called George's French Bistro. And no, my cat was not serving the food there. But
Your cat was the food. That wasn't escargot. That was Georgetown.
George is fine. He's right up here. But yeah, I tried escargot for the first time, and it's actually
so
good.
did Clover. Yeah.
No, Clover swears up
Clover
and
how
down
good it
he's
was.
had it before. He just doesn't like it.
Well,
But
I think a French
He
place
ate
in
it. I thought
Kansas
he was gonna puke.
might be called Pepe Le Pew or something. You know, that type
No.
of French.
it's actually, the place had 4.9 out of 5 stars. And it was real nice. Now, granted, it was in, I guess you'd call it a strip mall or something like that.
It was
And
in the freaking hood, is where it was at.
well, it's at the edge of the hood, maybe.
Back at the gas station.
But
I don't know what was going on in the corner, but a dude was wearing a white sheet on the corner, and it was a little sketchy in the neighborhood we were in.
well, there was a quick shop there on the corner, so
A quick shop. There was a quick trip.
quick trip, whatever.
It's like the
There's a
largest gas
station on the corner.
station chain around. You
Well, it
guys
is
are
around
right.
here anyway, that's for sure. So Bernie says,
Like
why do
second
French
line
eat
7-Eleven.
snails? Because they don't like fast food. But believe it or not, if you're ever afraid to try escargot, don't be afraid. I thought it tasted pretty good personally. So just, you really can't see it because they hide it inside of a mushroom and then they smother it with cheese and stuff. So just pretend you're eating a mushroom because you are
There you go.
basically.
Oh, I like it. I've had it where I got to dig it out of the shell.
And no, yeah, I thought it had a good flavor. We had that, and these were for appetizers. We had 3 appetizers. One of them was poutine, and then we had
Poutine?
Oh,
calamari strips, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And this is all pretty good. And I think everybody, except for one of us, enjoyed their food that night. The calamari was great.
Yeah, calamari, poutine.
Yeah, poutine. I'd never had poutine before. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, good stuff.
So, and the best part about it is somebody picked up the tab on the whole table. So,
Gee, that's sweet.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
tastes
It's
even better.
better.
Yep.
that was fortunately about the highlight of our meals that weekend. Saturday nights wasn't so great. But yeah, interesting weekend. Friday at the show was basically media for the first hour or two, and then they let the public in for like 3 or 4 hours or something. Wasn't a big turnout because, Friday afternoon, most people were working. Saturday was the big day of the show, and there was pretty good turnout for that, I'd say. And Sunday at the range, well, when I got back from the range, I think when I got to the parking lot at the casino, they still had 3 more buses to take out there. So they had quite a few people waiting to go to the range. So I think they had a pretty good turnout at range day. It is a lot more spread out and bigger range day than I figured they'd have. So, yeah, had a good time. It was all over with before you knew it. But so anyway, let's see. I'm missing some comments out there. Rick says, I believe I will pass on escargot. Travis T says, snails I'll pass, but calamari I'm in. Bernie says, snails are the oyster of the land. Chessboard says, fries and gravy. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah. Now, Chris says good mushrooms will turn you into escargot. Snob is back. Jacob S is out there. Michael Dunn says I had real good oysters in Washington a few years back when I was visiting. Let me go ahead and turn my banner on because we do have a giveaway going on out there. Jacob reminded me, so that hashtag is hashtag FT234, and we'll have a giveaway around the top of the hour or so. Chad says in for another quick hello. Hope you all have a good weekend. Hillbilly says some people die trying to eat Ozark Mountain oysters. The bull kicks. Yeah, you got to be careful about being kicked. I think Snob can tell you a little bit about that.
Yeah, my thumb's still sore.
Bernie says, I guess if you like eating bugs. Well, they wasn't quite bugs, but close to bugs.
Well, anything slower or dumber than me is on my menu.
I mean, I'm going to say I was really kind of hesitant to try it because I'm just a regular old hillbilly from Oklahoma.
Me
but
too.
It was actually pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not suck.
I mean,
so I'll try anything once.
I kind of draw the line. As long as it's dead and cooked, I'll try it.
I didn't see it moving around on the plate. Let's put it that way.
My steak still moved every time I cut it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, mine too.
You were
like
raised
my
right.
Steak medium rare. It was
Blue.
It was still breathing.
The probably about a quarter of an inch of the leading edge was cooked, and that was it. The rest of that steak was pink.
Oh my goodness! There's no way I could eat that.
Yes,
I mean, it didn't stop me from eating it, but
I still ate it. Yeah, it's sliced real thin, but
did it still have whip marks on it where the jockey was hitting it?
they evidently only cooked it on the one side and not very long at that. So, but
did you just say what I think you said, Moo? It was not a horse steak. I don't think.
Prove it.
Don't know that. Don't know that.
I've never had a horse that I know of. It seemed like it was cow.
McDonald's, haven't you?
I'd eat it.
Chris says put enough hot sauce on anything and it's edible. Michael Dunn says this food talk making me even more hungry to food. I think, yeah, that's what he meant. Okay.
Moo, I said horse, not with a W in the front of it.
Oh,
just to clarify. Yes, that's important.
Well, both of them along the same thing that Chris Long said.
I mean, they're similarly spelled, but
and they both have whip marks on them.
Wow. Oh, there goes your show, Gizzard.
Yeah.
And we'd like to thank Two Live Moo for joining us tonight.
It's Moopak from the dead.
Moopak.
Moopak Chicago.
Baron SVG is out there. Did someone mention hot sauce? Yeah, I do believe it got mentioned.
Ooh, Baron.
Haven't seen Baron on here in a while. Cool.
Yeah. He used to be on the overnight a while, but I think his job got in the way. So
I've seen him pop in.
People have these job things. We need to get rid of it.
Yeah, jobs are highly overrated. I gave it up.
He can farm like Snob does. It's easy work.
It's much more fun to just take a nap in the afternoon when you get a little bit behind on your sleep. Just go lay down. Anytime you want to.
And I totally missed my turn. Because stupid Apple Maps. I don't know why I'm using Apple Maps. I never use Apple Maps.
Snob's going to end up the Atlantic Ocean here pretty soon. You going east? South?
I'm going over a curb right now.
Going over a curb? Oh, well. You're in Vegas.
Yeah, because there's no way to exit there, but I just made an exit.
You know, I've been using Waze app lately, last couple of
Well,
months.
I just
until,
downloaded
people,
that on the way here.
Yeah, they chime in where there's cops and there's a car on the side of the road. I did one where semi blew a retread out, and the retread was all over the road, and I ran into one. I was waiting for my muffler to fall off, but yeah, but that comes in handy. But I also run Google Maps on my phone at the same time because I have two phones and the GPS running at the same time.
Well, I like Google Maps and
Apple
Maps. Apple Maps just put it like it was past where it was showing me the turn was past where it was. I never have good luck with Apple Maps. It's the worst mapping there is. But it'll be
Travis T says because Snob wants the phone preferred by teenage girls nationwide. Is that true?
Well, you need to get a different map deal if you still ain't made it home from Wichita yet, buddy.
Yeah, you're way off course if you're in South Carolina.
That's all right. Sarge turned into Hooters too, so I followed him into Hooters.
All right, man.
I think maybe this wasn't an accident. I think maybe they just didn't want to tell us they were going to Hooters.
They've got good salad.
Hooters shrimp and the Hooters salad, man.
I hear they have good wings, but personally, I'm a breast man myself.
Ain't no way I park my big ass truck in here.
Well,
the only place you go to eat wings, and you prefer to have the breast and the legs.
That's right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some articles here, shall we?
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here, Gizzard. Before you do that, I might come back on later, but I'm gonna go find my motel room.
Well, okay. Well, be careful. Hopefully, we'll catch up with you a little later.
Later, Snob.
See you later.
Let's see, buddy.
All right. So, in the news this week, here's the big news. Taurus released a new pistol. They released the Taurus GX4 Carry Toro. And it says, what's the only thing better than the award-winning GX4? The GX4 Carry, which expands the extremely popular 9mm carry pistol lineup to include the features that consumers asked for. The GX4 Carry features the Taurus Optics Ready option, Toro, for mounting optics, hollow sun K-series footprint, and similar. Unlike previous GX4 pistols, the GX4 Carry also features an accessory rail, perfect for mounting weapon-mounted lights. One of the best features of the GX4 Carry are its ergonomics, which are enhanced by the 3 available backstrap options. The grip is designed by shooters for shooters and gives you maximum surface contact area in a small pistol. It also houses the 15-round magazines, making the GX4 Carry the capacity equal to much larger and harder to conceal pistols. It's time to upgrade your EDC. So now, yes, we have a GX4 with a rail, which is new. 3 different back straps, 15-round capacity. And so, what's everybody think of this? Are we going to go out and get one right now?
Me personally, I mean, it's a sweet looking gun. I wouldn't mind having one, but not putting it down any at all. But I just ain't gonna get one for that price. Personally.
Okay, so the MSRP, it says 504.99 doll hairs. Keep in mind, those are doll hairs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and so it's not going to go for that many doll hairs when you go to buy one, obviously. But still, I mean, it does have the ability to mount an optic already. It's got the plate and everything. Nice. So you've got the rail, which you didn't have before. A lot of people are going to like that, so they can throw a light on there.
Yeah.
But it is a Taurus GX4. A lot of people are a little hesitant about the GX4 because of the recalls. So we're hoping, of course, they've got that stuff taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, for that kind of money, I'd like to see a lot of videos, people running it with an optic on it, not having any problems.
Yeah.
Then I might consider it. Just, I mean, I like the gun. I think it looks good. I like the grip and everything. I like that deep cut back there. Almost more kind of not quite a beaver tail, but I like the way it's designed. I think it'd feel comfortable, but yeah.
Chris Lang wants to know, is the giveaway worth more with the consecutive numbers? It's going to be a pretty nice giveaway. Let's put it that way. I think so. Let's see. Woods is out there. He says, isn't Toro a weed whacker? They do make small implements, but that's not exactly the context it's being used in here. Let's see. We have... I'm not even sure how to pronounce
I want to hear you say that.
Kurito Kinsu. Something like that. Let's try that. Let's see. Rick Harris says, that's nice. I have the G3C 9mm, and it has been great, and I would like to have the GX4. I don't own a GX4. Snob does. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not in the market for it, but I just picked up something this last week, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't have any pictures to show you, but I did pick up something this last weekend while I was in Wichita. So keep an eye on my Instagrams and on my Facebooks, and you'll see a picture of it here in a couple days. I was going to get it out and get a picture of it tonight, and I ran out of time. So I can't even do my own GORN, let alone, get you guys one. Chad Kelly says, well, it's that time for me. I'll be moving on to dinner time now, work again tomorrow. Well, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you have work, and I'm glad you jumped in. So thanks.
Sam, dinner.
Sam of Anarchy 92 is out there in the chat, by the way. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody else out there, but if I did, wave your hand out there in the audience and I'll call your name. Rick Harris says, but I still want the new High Point YC9. You got one of those yet, Hillbilly?
No, I'm really thinking hard about getting one. I just can't quite made up my mind yet.
I haven't been anywhere to see one. Well, that's not exactly true. I was in Shields last Saturday. They probably did have one, but I was looking at other things while I was in there.
I figured everybody in TriggerCon would be gathered around the High Point booth, everybody wanting to see it.
Yeah, High Point didn't have a booth at TriggerCon. Now, realize, and I can probably show you some pictures here. Let me get this off the screen for a second. Let me pull up one of my pictures. I got some pictures of the floor. Give you an idea how big it was here. Where's the right picture? Oh, right here.
Good night, Chad Kelly.
Do what?
Oh, he's just saying good night to Chad Kelly. He's
yeah.
Got it right.
So here's a picture. This was basically a small sports arena type thing. And now the boys have been saying this was a rodeo arena. Well, it is used for that, among other things, but it's a smaller sports arena. This is not the major arena in the city of Wichita. This is out in the suburbs. But so it basically took up the floor of a sports arena, if that'll give you an idea how big the show was. So
nice.
Not anywhere near the size of like Wanamaker or NRAM or SHOT Show or any of those things.
I've been in that arena before.
You've been in this one?
Yeah.
Because this was in Hartman Arena in Park City, Kansas.
Oh, I think the one in Wichita, I guess. I'm sorry. We went to some ball games, and it looks a lot like that arena. I thought it was the same one. I'm sorry.
How long ago was it?
Man, a few years ago.
Going to say there used to be another arena about a mile away that was called the Kansas Coliseum.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah,
It's gone. Well, the building's still
gone?
there, but they've changed it into, they repurposed the building into something else. So, yeah, the Kansas Coliseum no longer exists as it was. But this is very similar. It's not quite got the seating that the Kansas Coliseum had, but it's a nice little place. But yeah, there's kind of an idea. I could turn that sound off so you don't kind of give you a pan of the.
Yeah, that's nice though.
The show floor. And there were also vendors up here on the top concourse too. That's where there was a knife booth over here, and the GOA, NRA, US Law Shield, and everybody was up there.
Nice. Did you pick you up a Staccato while you was there? I've seen their booth.
Went by their booth. If you look real carefully, you'll see the Gun Snob and Obnoxious One are walking. I didn't realize that until after I'd done this, but
they have security with them right there?
Yeah, they had their security with them at all times. Actually, that's Fit and Fire. If you know Fit and Fire.
Yeah.
That's him. So that's kind of an idea what the show looked like. It was not what you'd call a huge show, but it was a nice show. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had everybody packed in there pretty good. And then, like I say, the range day was really awesome. It's definitely bigger than it was last year. Chris said, wow, I thought it would have been a bigger venue from all the names that were there. Yeah, they had them crammed in. Hopefully they'll have a bigger turnout and they can command the big convention center in town. I mean, there's no use of them renting a big convention center if you're only going to fill it up, a quarter of the way or half the way. So I think from an economic standpoint, that made sense. So, anyway, pretty decent crowd there, I thought. And so, yeah. Let me see. I think I have at least one more article we can talk about here. So, let me read a little bit. And then, well. Oh. Yes, Obi's not here to ask, but I am indeed new at this. So I'll do it for him. So the article says, people celebrating Connecticut's new gun law should hold up a sec. Ron Wayne is out there in the audience, by the way. Hello, Ron. And the article says the state of Connecticut being supportive of gun laws is hardly a shocking revelation to anyone. New England isn't exactly the kind of place that would allow themselves the means to shoot at a tyrannical government seeking to confiscate arms these days, despite their early history. Once, but not anymore. While much of the media attention has been focused on California's new gun control measures, Connecticut has passed some pretty extensive measures of its own, and a lot of people are pretty happy as they go into effect. Proponents of Connecticut's wide-ranging new gun control law gathered Thursday at the state capitol building to celebrate the policy, just days before provisions including new safe storage requirements and a ban on open carry take effect on Sunday. Governor Ned Lamont, legislative leaders, and gun violence prevention advocates hosted a morning press conference under the Capitol's south-facing portico to tout the law's expected impact on gun violence in Connecticut. It is making a difference, Lamont said of the state's gun safety policies. We have one of the lowest gun violence rates in the country, and I get no great comfort from that because we still have so far to go. Lamont signed the new policy into law after the state legislature's Democratic majority passed the sprawling bill with support from a handful of Republican legislators. Among the provisions taking effect Sunday is a new ban on openly carrying a gun with the intent to display it in public, an extension of existing safe storage requirements to all Connecticut gun owners, and a 3-gun cap on handgun purchases for most consumers. That cap is per month, for the record. It's handgun rationing as we've seen it in numerous other states. And it's never done a damn thing to curb violent crime in those states either, nor have mandatory storage requirements for that matter. It should be also noted that criminals don't open carry. No, that part is designed to impact law-abiding gun owners who may opt to carry openly in order to help advance gun rights. Yet it's presented as a gun safety measure, a gun law meant to prevent violent crime when it's nothing of the sort. It's a way to potentially hamstring ideological opponents. None of those measures will make anyone in Connecticut safer. Gun laws never do. Yet this part might. Other new provisions will make it easier for state courts to revoke bail and probation from repeat gun offenders accused of committing another crime. I'm not a fan of focusing on gun offenders, but the idea of cracking down on repeat offenders is a solid one. It should be expanded to any kind of violent offender. As I've often said, you don't feel any better about your loved one being stabbed to death instead of shot. But focusing on people who are actually breaking the law is a novel approach for an anti-gun state. My prediction, though, is that none of the gun laws going into effect will have any appreciable impact on violent crime in the state in the least. That last bit, though, might. Yet, guess laws will be touted as the difference makers. It won't be cracking down on criminals, that's for sure. All right, so thoughts on that?
Hang on, it says also down there, Mom's demand disarmament of DoorDash.
Oh, yeah, it's a video out there. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about those Connecticut gun laws?
Oh man, I don't really know. I mean, I don't think none of these places have like common sense gun laws. You know, I mean, I don't want to try to sound like a jerk about it, but you know, there's some points where you just got to have common sense in life, you know, and when, you know, some of these like places, you know, they're all worried about this and that, but they don't do anything to the criminals that are arrested. I mean, I don't know if Connecticut's that way, but I mean, there's a lot of states that are. And, you know, man, it just don't make a lot of sense sometimes.
Okay, so Moo, are you back with us?
Yeah, but I just I just missed the last 2 minutes. I sneezed like 20 times in a row. So whatever it is, gun laws are unconstitutional. So that's my opinion.
Well, I'll accept that.
I don't
think everybody wants me to go back and read all that mess, but we're just talking about Connecticut infringing on people's rights to keep and bear arms. So.
Oh, well, then screw those people.
Chris Lang says we don't need gun safety, we need gang reduction. Well, that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Travis T says if you're too dangerous to own a gun, you should be in prison. That's a fact.
Exactly.
Rick Harris says I'd rather be shot than stabbed. Guns and Barbecue is out there. Duffer426 says has nothing to do with criminals. And Rick Harris says there is no such thing as common sense when it comes to liberals. Boy, that's a fact.
Yeah, going back to Rick's statement about rather be shot than stabbed, I agree with that. Being, hit with a knife terrifies me.
Well, what that's in reference to is one of the things that Connecticut passed is a law that increases punishment on repeat offenders who commit crimes with weapons. And the writer of the article said, I think that's a positive, one of the only positive aspects of this bill. However, why would they just concentrate on people with guns? That all violent offenders should have stricter punishments, because it doesn't feel any better to have a loved one stabbed to death versus being shot. So that's what that's in reference to.
Exactly. Okay. Gotcha.
Give you a little bit of background filler since you were busy coughing up a lung back there. So yeah, I sure wish I had an article on this. Moms demand disarmament of DoorDash drivers. I'm kind of scared to death to watch a video because of copyright issues. However, let's go back to bearing arms. I guess we're going to have to bear an advertisement from Blackout Coffee here. Okay, so we just, let's see. We talked about Connecticut's new gun laws. Any of these other stories we want to take a look at here? Anybody got any votes on that? How about we take a look at this one? 5 simple policy suggestions for lawmakers in Second Amendment friendly states.
Did you put that Blackout Coffee ad on there?
I did not.
Don't you have a link to Blackout Coffee?
I do have a link to Blackout Coffee, and just since you brought it up, yeah, if you are interested in some fresh roasted coffee delivered straight to your door, go to blackoutcoffee.com and use the code Gizzard Gary. Support the channel and you get a little bit off in your first order. So still a little bit of a plug, and that's all Hillbilly Up's fault if anybody doesn't like it. So we have an article here, 5 simple policy suggestions for lawmakers in Second Amendment friendly states. And it says, at Bearing Arms, we have covered the post-Bruin tantrums in detail. The backlash is real, and in states like New York, gun owners are worse off now than they were before Bruin. The goal of these tantrum laws is not to reduce crime or violence, but to impede lawful gun ownership. Of course it is. What else explains imposing burdensome fees and training requirements, mandatory registration, licensing, etc., none of which criminals will ever obey, and then barring lawful permit holders from carrying almost everywhere by creating a massive list of sensitive places? Vanessa Kitty's out there. SS Pawn is in the audience. Hi, Stan. All right. Long time no see for Stan. So going on, states with pro-Second Amendment majorities need to counter this by enacting policies to remove impediments to lawful gun ownership. Here are some policy suggestions that will help move the ball in the right direction. Number 1, repeal all carry permit fees. I got a comment about that here in a second. The right to keep and bear arms is a right. Creating permits around it is an infringement. Just yesterday, I wrote about how poor people are burdened with fees in Michigan and New York. Permitless carry is the way forward, as the majority of states have done already. However, permitless carry states are still issuing permits partly to help their citizens traveling to other states, my state included. Those states need to zero out any and all fees for concealed carry permits, period. Of course, it costs money to run a permit program. That money should not come out of applicants' pockets. It should come out of the state's general fund instead. This idea is not new. Indiana and South Dakota have already zeroed out the fees to apply for a carry permit. The remaining permitless carry states need to follow their lead and change how they pay for the program. And I just want to add, I renewed my Kansas concealed carry permit yesterday. And went and got my picture taken, and they said, okay, we're all done. And I said, how much do I owe you? And they said, nothing, it's free. So, yeah, other than I think I did have to pay a $16 fee when they did the background check on me. But the actual license part of it was free. So I'm good for another 4 years. Okay. Going on, number 2, integrate carry permit applications and issuance at the DMV. Okay, full disclosure, I'm repeating an idea I heard from attorney Mark Smith at the Four Boxes Diner YouTube channel. Local DMV offices are well positioned to process carry permit applications. They have cameras, computers, desk, paper forms, pens, etc., and employees who know how to process driver's license applications. Processing carry permit applications is well within DMV employees' abilities. States with pro-Second Amendment majority should add carry permit applications to the portfolio of services offered by their DMV offices and advertise the new service loudly and proudly. Not a bad idea.
No, I like that.
What do you think? Yeah, you can jump in anytime, agree or disagree. I don't care.
I
I like that one.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm here. I can get my carry permit. So, nice.
Yeah, I got an even better idea. Let's put them both on the same. Let's put them both on the same thing. Stan wants to know, Gary, you going to Tulsa in November? I'm planning to go. That would be a yes, sir. I will be there, so I will see you there. All right, number 3, repeal all gun ammo and accessory sales taxes. John Marshall, the 4th Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, said the power to tax is power to destroy. California recently tacked on a punitive sin tax for the purchase of guns and ammunition. Their goal is to make it costlier to exercise the right to keep and bear arms. The counter to that is to repeal any and all state and local sales taxes or make a carve-out from the general sales tax on the purchase of guns, ammunition, and accessories ranging from optics to holsters to gun safes. Make it more affordable for citizens to exercise their right to keep and bear arms. I like that. Somebody just...
Yeah, not like just like double the taxes. Who just did that? California?
Guns and Barbecue is on the panel. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for the invite.
You bet. So, just to recap so far, let's see, we've had suggestions here to repeal all carry permit. We're talking about policy suggestions for lawmakers in Second Amendment friendly states. And first idea was to repeal all carry permit fees. We think that's a good idea. Integrate carry permit applications and issuance at the DMV, another great idea. And the third one we just talked about here is repeal all gun, ammo, and accessory sales taxes. I think that's a great idea.
So are we throwing out our own ideas right now or just going through the list that is provided at the moment?
There's 2 more on this list, and then we
Okay.
can throw some new ones out if you want to. So far, I think they're on the right track with this.
Indeed.
All right. So number 4 says subsidize and promote training programs. Recently, Joe Biden's Department of Education eliminated funding for hunting and archery programs in schools. I'm not a fan of government involvement in education, but if the goal of anti-Second Amendment states is to undermine gun ownership, I don't see why pro-Second Amendment states can't promote gun ownership. I have written about this before, so I won't go into too much detail, but the idea is to introduce firearms training in K-12 boldly and without any apology or shyness. Comprehensive sex education doesn't turn girls into prostitutes, and comprehensive firearms education won't turn boys into violent criminals either. That's quite an analogy, but he's right.
Exactly.
I could go along with that.
Yeah.
I could go along with that. Let's see what number 5 is. Okay, pass firearms industry liability protections and non-discrimination laws. Okay, after the Brady-sponsored lawsuit against Lucky Gunner failed, Colorado, under Libertarian Democrat Governor Jared Polis, watered down protections for the firearms industry against junk lawsuits. The gun controllers want to enable lawfare against the firearms industry. Pro-Second Amendment states need to pass laws to make it harder to bankrupt or harass the firearms industry for the criminal misuse of their products. Some states are considering this, but a lot more needs to be done. The other industry protection that needs to happen soon is non-discrimination laws against the industry. Just this week, we learned about how Intuit, under pressure from JP Morgan, denied payroll services to the firearms industry. This is simply unacceptable, and the bad private sector actors who play these games must face consequences. States like Texas have already done this, and also punished banks that tried to deny financial services to the industry. There are many more states that need to pass these laws. Boy, that's a fact. And he says, there is one last item I would like to mention, and this is a past suggestion I made to activists to add strict scrutiny amendments to your state constitutions when it comes to evaluating gun control laws. The Second Amendment alone is not going to be enough, nor will the Heller, McDonald, Caetano, and the Bruin decisions combined. Additional fortifications are needed at the state level. I hope this list of suggestions is helpful in pushing back against states like California and New York and creating a lasting pro-Second Amendment majority in the country. All right. So there's 6 good suggestions there. Thoughts? Guns and Barbecue said he might have 1 or 2 of his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the majority of those. Something I'd like to see, if it's truly a Second Amendment friendly state, in addition to those things mentioned, just offer reciprocity to every state. No questions asked. If you got a carry permit from your state, boom, or I shouldn't even say from your state, because there's some people that go and get like the, Utah permit. As long as you've got a lawful carry permit, issued by a state, if your state's truly 2A, then offer reciprocity for all 50 states.
Now, the only pushback you'd get on that, in my opinion, I want to say hi to Abby Finnegan, by the way. Also, C&T Designs and Arms Coop is out there. Hipparchus is also out there in the chat. One of the reasons I think that some states do have a list of states they have reciprocity with is because they want to encourage other states to allow their permits, so they only allow permits from those states. So, but you're saying, forget that. You don't care whether or not they reciprocate. God, you know what I mean. Reciprocate. Yep. There's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome.
With them on their laws, just go ahead and open it up. I don't care if your state allows you to carry or not. You can carry here.
A lot of that's backdoor minutia, and it's a bunch of BS. 1 year you could have reciprocity, then like Virginia, when Virginia went way blue, and all of a sudden they were getting some really out of hand anti-gun laws. Pennsylvania used to have reciprocity with Virginia, and last I knew, we no longer do because of those things, because Virginia was like, oh yeah, we're not going to recognize yours anymore. And so then vice versa, Pennsylvania said, oh, well, we're not going to recognize yours either then. It turns into, just a 2-year-old tantrum, oh, well, if you're not going to play nice, well, I'm not going to play nice either. It's a bunch of crap. And case in point, Ohio is one of very few states, if not the only one that I know of, that actually said, you know what, we're not going to play that game. And that, if your state says, hey, here's a concealed carry permit, we're going to recognize it. And they offer, last I knew, reciprocity to all 50 states.
And I think I agree with you from the standpoint of, if what you're trying to do with your laws in your state is to allow people to protect themselves, it shouldn't matter whether the state you're from recognizes your carry permits or not. because then you're just trying to play a game with your laws. But in this case, what you're saying is we want you to be protected in our state. So we don't care what your state laws say. If you're allowed to own a weapon, you can carry it in our state. To me, that sounds like a sound thing to say. What do the rest of you think about that? Or did I put Moo and Hillbilly to sleep? I may have.
No, it's probably me. I kind of rambled there, getting my
Did you
point
hurt
across.
my other two panelists?
I probably did.
No, I've had my carry permit since '99, and it just, I'm just sitting here thinking about, so I got to pay for and go through the rigmarole of exercising my own rights.
Mm-hmm.
And so to have, one state compared to other going, oh, well, we don't recognize that, even though you've already been vetted through that system, right? It's just a bunch of BS. I think it just irritates me.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
Hillbilly, do you have something to add on that?
yeah, I mean, it's all about the money, fellers. I mean,
Well, sure it is.
so what other amendment do we get to enjoy that we have to pay for?
Exactly.
We have freedom of speech, but if you want to tell somebody off, you have to go buy a $200 tax.
And wait a year.
I know, no, you don't.
Well, I mean, you could say what other amendment do you have to pay for, but in a sense,
money.
I mean, even your first amendment you have to pay for. Just go and try and assemble on your state capital without a permit or something. See what happens.
You're cutting out really bad, dude. I can't understand.
Oh, am I?
I heard him just fine.
Oh,
Yeah, it's coming through okay here.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you guys.
But yeah, Hillbilly, what I said was, get a large group of people and go gather on your state capitol steps and see what happens. They require permits for those things. I mean, heck, go do it, in front of your city building, down in front of City Hall or something. A lot of times, that they're going to require some sort of permitting fee. Now, are you supposed to be able to address your grievances and all that fun jazz? Yep. But if you want to do that as a group and things like that, there's a permitting fee and, a process to go through there still.
Okay, I only heard part of what you were saying, but something about go my state capital. Why should I have to? It's my Second Amendment,
Right.
And,
He's basically saying if you go in front of the state capitol and try to, state your grievances, they're going to ask for, a permit, ask you to buy a permit, So you got to have a permit to state your case. That's kind of what he was
I didn't
saying.
even think about that. But anyway, most of it's all about money. I mean, so, you have to pay an instructor, to take your course in most all places, I'm sure, for your concealed and carry, which I understand is the instructor's time and all that. I totally agree with that. But then it's the constant, updating your permit, blah, blah, blah. It's all about money, and I mean, it's always about money with the government and states. That's all. It's always about the money, guys.
Okay, I want to take the time. Chris Lang in the chat says, doing great. Tomorrow I'll be 52, feeling strong. So
Awesome.
An early happy birthday to Chris Lang.
Happy birthday.
I want to go back and see some of the comments here, so I'm going to have to go back a ways. Let's see.
After you do that, Gizzard, I got another proposal that I have in mind, if it doesn't get set out in the comments already.
Let's see. Chris Lang says carry permit should come standard when renewing a driver's license. Well, there you go. Travis T says my carry license needs to be honored anywhere my driver's license is. Another good idea. Hipparchus says reciprocity would be nice. Michael Dunn says, I thought it's odd when I found out the local post office could help with getting a passport. Yeah, they can. Chessboard says national concealed carry, no fees. Well, obviously. Abby says repeal carry permits. Carrying weapons is your right. Don't ask permission from the government to exercise your inherent right as a human being to self-preservation by any means. She's got a point. Travis T says, excuse me, sir, have you paid your fee and taken a proficiency test before exercising your right to vote? No? You're under arrest for voting without a license. Sounds dumb, huh? Same thing.
Exactly.
Got a point. Woods says the DMV thing worries me. More government involvement sounds bad. Another database, possibly searchable.
Yeah.
Travis T says, Abigail, stop. You're getting me excited and I'm married. Let's see. Abby says, Travis, that was actually a thing in the South over 50 years ago. Okay. Let's see. Chessboard says, Travis T, you need a license to eat, fish, or hunt. Abby says, carry permits are just poll taxes under a different name. Yep. Okay. So, real quick. Whoops. Hold on. I've got a couple more. My chat's stuck here. My apologies. Coop says these anti-gun state legislatures will continue to play games with the 2A because they know that a lot of federal judges will uphold unconstitutional laws. Yep. Abby says print a frame or receiver, get parts kits, get a holster and a belt, and just carry. Cut out the middleman. Second Amendment or not, self-defense is a natural right regardless of where you live. Travis T says, I should be allowed to do what I want as long as I don't intrude on someone else's rights. Ron Wayne says, money seems like the driving force behind a lot of this nonsense. And Abby says, money and power. That's why Diane Frankenstein stayed in government till she croaked. Wow.
That made me laugh. So.
Yeah, Coop says having to have a permit in some places to speak is unconstitutional, but it is a time and place restriction, not a ban, and you don't have to go through a background check to speak. Well, that's fair. Woods says not have a requirement of a class or a test. Even Washington State, Canada, South doesn't have a test, never had one. Chessboard says Florida is one of the few states that will recognize a DD 214 in place of a course. All states this should be available. And Rick Harris says, I believe you should be able to hunt with whatever you want to on private land. All very fair. Okay, Guns and Barbecue, you had something else to add here real quick.
So a couple things. One, whether it's done through the DMV or your local sheriff, if you go and get a concealed carry permit, it's in a database, it's searchable. That's why when you get pulled over or anything like that, they already know if you've got a concealed carry, and the state trooper or the sheriff's deputy or the local yokel, whatever, is stopping you, might come up and say, hey, do you have any weapons in the vehicle? They might even throw in the fact that see that you have a concealed carry license. The idea of linking concealed carry license with a driver's license automatically, I think is a terrible idea, because, well, if for some reason you were to do something that violated the law where you lost your driver's license, that just means that you automatically lose your concealed carry license because they're linked. And the thing is, let's say you just drove without insurance, but that causes you to lose your driver's license. Well, now you just lost your concealed carry license for driving without insurance, which would not be a prohibiting offense for having a concealed carry license. So that would just be terrible. But anyways, my other suggestion would be, because there's states that want to cling to their concealed carry permitting schemes, and they just don't want to get rid of them. So if a state truly is two-way, then if they just want to hold on to their concealed carry permitting schemes to the bitter end, then they need to offer permitless open carry.
Well, I think that sounds
We have
fair.
permit. It don't cost nothing to carry in Missouri. Only if you want to get your concealed.
Right.
Which you cannot.
Yeah, same here in PA.
You cannot get in trouble for concealing a weapon anyhow. So the law and the money is useless.
What about when you get in your vehicle?
It don't matter. No.
No.
Are you sure about that? Because
100%,
Yep.
bro.
nice.
I live here. I know the laws. So
I'm just asking because I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. I'm asking
I
because
appreciate that. But
99% of the
they
states,
tried to push
as soon as you get in your vehicle,
everybody
is considered
needed to
concealed.
conceal. They needed the permit and all that. And so all the money and everything they collected and all that, it was just a ruse that you didn't have to have it. So everybody did that, did it anyhow. I mean, they did it thinking they were doing the right thing, but you don't have to have it. And then now, every time a policeman runs your license plate, they do know that you have a carry and conceal.
Okay. Well, we're running a little bit behind. I think some people are probably thinking maybe we ought to get around to doing a giveaway. But real quick, I want to remind everybody that today is Friday, which means it's Free Patch Friday at gearwebsites.com. Now, remember that Gear Websites is your choice for every second matters, gun channels, gear, ammo, ID, and more. They have patches, stickers, and other items, and every Friday is Free Patch Friday. So buy cool stuff at gearwebsites.com. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to what G-Webs has to say.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
Okay, so yeah, don't forget to take advantage of that and go get you some cool stuff at gearwebsites.com. I threw that link out there. I see gun websites out there in the chat. So, okay, let's go ahead. And I believe we have a little song we want to play here. So here we go.
Oh, who's the chicken that everyone loves? Gizzard Gary, who's 4'2" but stands above. Gizzard Gary, a ton of its wives and more to come. Gizzard Gary, he loves to give gifts to everyone. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway. Gizzard Gary, giveaway.
Hi, folks. Gizzard Gary here. All right. So we do not have, or do we? I think I see him warming up. Yep, here he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's that time of the show where we give stuff away. In tonight's giveaway portion of Fowl Territory, we're going to have all sorts of stuff and things to give away, folks. So get those typing fingers ready, and we're going to see what we're giving away. Gizzard, what do we have tonight for this wonderful audience?
Did he say stuff and things? I think he did.
Yeah.
So let's see what kind of stuff and things we have. So we're going to start with the Gizzard Gary channel sticker. You'll get one of these. And then we have a slightly smaller Gizzard Gary Reviews sticker. These are fairly new. And of course, we have the Fowl Territory thumbnail sticker. All of my stickers, of course, come from stickermule.com. We have from DM Foss, we have the Donatsudo,
I love that one.
the way of the hole. And also we have the Papa Smurf. Again, thanks to DM Foss for those two. And then we have a sticker from Hyperfire. Hyperfire was at TriggerCon. Another company that was at TriggerCon, Night Vision.
Some great stuff there, Gary.
You betcha. How about 1791 gun leather? This is a big sticker. You could cover up a hole with that. Speaking of big stickers, and speaking of Blackout Coffee Company, a big sticker from Blackout Coffee. Whoa, I dropped one. We have one of the new stickers from Chris from the 740, big supporter of the channel. And of course, we have a sticker from XS Sights, the fastest sights in any light. So fast you can't hardly even see them. That's how fast they are. How about a sticker from this year's NRAM at Indianapolis, courtesy of Palmetto State Armory. And speaking of Palmetto State Armory, how about a PSA Daguerre sticker for you? And then I believe one last sticker that Obi likes to say is Dipmus Panther Arms. Some people might call it DPMS Panther Arms. Either way you say it, cool sticker. And of course, we've got patches. Yes, we have patches. These all come from TriggerCon. This one here is from SDS Imports. Nice patch. And then we have two patches from GOA. Here's the first one, Gun Owners of America. And I think you'll like this next one. Jacob S. says, are there any more of those zipper pulls left? Yes, there are. If you'd like a couple, just let me know. I'll slip them in. Save a pup, abolish the ATF from the Gun Owners of America.
That's hilarious.
That's
Ain't
pretty
that great?
Oh my goodness.
And you remember in the past, I used to give out these coasters from EAA,
Yeah.
and then I ran out. Well, guess what? EAA was at TriggerCon.
All right.
And the good folks at TriggerCon fixed me up. And I have several of these. They're in collections. I usually break these up, but somebody's going to win one whole bag of coasters tonight.
Sweet.
Courtesy of EAA. They said, grab and take as many of these as you want to. We don't want to take them home.
Nice.
So their loss is your gain. Then I've got some swag here. I've got this. This is a SHOT Show lanyard from Silencer Central. You're going to win that. Just a badge lanyard they give out there. And we have a key ring from EOTech. And it says battle proven. And then we have
Put that on my smart gun.
We have a koozie from Timber Creek Outdoors. Brand new, never been used koozie. And then we have a couple things, and these are courtesy of Obnoxious One. You're going to get a deck of cards.
Oh, man.
Job done, never goes out of style either. Old timer.
Nice.
There's a picture of one of the cards. Isn't that cool?
That is sweet, man.
A deck of old timer cards. And guess what? I'm going to throw in an old timer.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to leave
win
the
an
panel.
old timer. What?
I'm going to have to leave the panel and enter.
You better do it quick.
No,
All right.
That's
So-
great, Gary.
All that, and tonight's winner is going to receive from Aegis Gun Care a basic gun cleaning kit.
No way.
Yeah, all this stuff and Aegis basic gun cleaning kit. How about that? Tim S is out there. He says, okay, I'm down. All
Dang.
right. Huh?
I said, dang, that's some sweet stuff there.
So somebody was asking earlier, is this going to be a good giveaway? Well, I think we got a pretty good one lined up tonight.
Well,
So,
man,
go
you got to
ahead.
watch Woods, man. That guy wins a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you kind of gotta
I-
watch. Let's.
If I block him right now, can he not win?
It's all that bacon grease that just kind of helps everything stick to them.
Slides right through, right in there.
I see X Adam 1 is out there, got his hashtag in. We have 27 people out there. Tim S says, quick, Gizzard Gary is cleaning out the closet. I got a bunch of stuff given to me over the weekend, so I have more swag than ever. So, yeah, we're going to give it away. So Jacob S says, hit it. Wow, he's in a hurry. 29 people out there. We only have 21 people viewing this right now. Tell you what, as soon as it gets to 30, I'll hit the button. You think we can get it to 30?
I'll enter again.
Yep.
Oh, I'll give you 20 more seconds. Oh, there it is. Boom.
Tim S says fire sale.
Well, I'm not selling any fire, but yeah. Oh, looky there. Travis T.
Awesome.
Gee,
Oh, snap.
nice.
Travis T is the winner. Aegis Cleaner. Wow.
That Twitch?
That's Twitch. It is Twitch.
Man.
So let's go ahead and
people
put the
are on
wiener
fire.
Aegis Cleaner emblem on there. I believe I probably already. X Adam 1 says, I won. It glitched. Everyone saw that.
I thought nothing.
So, yeah, I do believe I have Travis's. Travis may have won once or twice before. It's possible. All right. So
It's a travesty.
it is a travesty. Okay, let me
That was a
get-
knee slapper.
Wasn't it, though? All right, so let's stop sharing the giveaway tool because we are done giving things. We already gave away everything, didn't we? So let's go ahead and do some more business while we're here because I want to talk about the good folks at Live Free Armory, true American manufacturing, expertly crafted firearms made in the USA. They are the makers of the Gizzard Gary custom amp pistol and coming soon, very soon I might add, the Apollo 11. So let them craft something for you. So let's look at this. Live Free Armory. They're not just the manufacturers and experts behind the brands you trust. They have plenty of products of their own to meet your needs, including coming soon, the Live Free Armory Apollo 11. Yes, the Eagle is landing. And they are also the manufacturers behind the Amp and Amp X, and they even made one for me. So check out the good folks at Live Free Armory. check them out. Let me put their website out there in the chat in case you've got any, you want to check out anything. But I have been noticing in their Facebook post, they are talking about the Apollo 11 may be coming out soon. So you might check out their website. The Apollo 11 may be landing. So I know it's been a long wait. They've been doing a lot of testing and stuff like that. A lot of people waiting, but it may pay off here in a little bit. But, you know, I think we've got some other business to take care of. So I think, yes, I do believe that is, yep, that's a gun snob. So he's got some more to say here.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for you to send your GORN to Gizzard or GORN at gizzardgary.com. It's time for Show Us Your Gun.
Where all those people come from?
They just jump in real quick just to hear snob each week.
They kick
That's just the kind of magnetism he has, you know.
Yeah.
So
He's got the voice of his generation.
he does, doesn't he? All right. So show us your GORN. So as always, send your pictures of guns and gear to email those to GORN at gizzardgary.com. Make sure and include your channel name so we won't have to read your email address or your street name. You know, on air.
For 93.
I don't really want to do that. So you can also, if you post stuff on the Instagram, when you post it, you can tag the account at GG Fowl Territory. Now, we discovered something this last week, and we had some people that were tagging GG Fowl Territory in the comments after they posted the picture. And that doesn't work, we found out. So you have to actually tag us in the original post. So if you've thought you've tagged us and it didn't show up, that's probably why. I helped somebody it out. So let me go ahead and get the Instagrams brought up here. We'll take a quick look. I don't believe we have that many. Let's see. We'll start with this one. Okay, so let me share that screen. Now let's look at some GORN. Okay. So this first one is from September the 19th. Remember, it's been 2 weeks since we've done a show. So
I remember that one.
got this in the mail yesterday, well, September the 18th. I won it on Hillbilly Up's Guns, Beer, and Therapy live stream, courtesy of Bubba Tricrops Ballistics. Look at that.
Sweet.
It's actually a pretty decent knife. I was impressed. It's a chunk. It's a chunk of metal, let me tell you.
There's no plastic on that thing, is there?
There's no plastic on there anywhere. No. All right. All right. From Obnoxious One, he says, boom, the brand new Thrive HD Micro Reflex Red Dot from Zerotech Optics. Quick hits, shake awake, 3MO. You don't want a snake. Now, shake awake, 3MOA RMSC pattern. And it pairs up well with the 43X and the Elementum. I agree. Snake awake. That's funny.
I want a snake awake.
I don't like snakes. Okay, new optic week. The Swamp Fox Optics War Horse dropped today. Quick hits, 1 to 6 LPVO, first focal plane, 12 illumination levels, turns off between each level. Nice.
Those are sweet. That way you don't, like if you're used to 4 or 3, you don't have to go all the way back around to off.
Yeah, that's nice.
Really nice.
That gets old having to turn the dial all the way around. Just turn it off. All right. And then here's a little bit of action with me with the Albatross Tactical Raptor Claw. If you want to see what it looks like in action, he's going to open it. Woo! Of course, I got it muted, so you can't hear my music. But it's a nice looking little knife. It's not little. Well, in my hands anyway. To a normal person, it'd probably be a normal size knife. It is sharp too. And I've used it to open packages. All right, so from DM Foss, another sticker design. Whether through the looking glass or down the rabbit hole, stay strapped. I like that one. That's pretty darn neat. All right. Okay, so from me, here we go again. Approved for SHOT Show 2024. Let's go. So yeah, they opened up media registration. I got approved right away. So yes, I am heading to SHOT Show once again in January. Okay, here's Obnoxious One, and he is at TriggerCon. This was the coolest thing I saw at TriggerCon. Shalatek Flex. I don't know if I turn this in or...
So you can change your grip length, you can change the trigger guard, you can change your frame right up here. It's definitely something that's going to be super interesting. I wanted to get it in my hands and shoot it. There you go. There's the Shalatek. Definitely interested in this thing. Check this out. It's really one of the coolest things I saw at the show.
Very cool. All right. And then from Artec and Daughters, the TH45 Taurus 45 ACP coming soon. Nice. I wouldn't mind having one.
Yeah.
I like me some 45.
You bet. That's
Heck yeah, he's making me want one now.
that was striker fire or a hammer or a
Yep.
hammer on it, right? Yeah.
Okay, and there he is again, Artec and Daughters with the Rock Island Armory 1911 A2, also known as a 2011 10 millimeter best millimeter. Wow. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. And then here he is again, Artec and Daughters. Look at those grips. Those are nice. X Adam 1 says 45 ACP is too expensive. I don't get to shoot my 45s because of the price. I enjoy my FNX 45 Tommy and 1911s, but the cost kills me. Yeah, there is that. Chris Lang says, gotta go. Wife's ready to celebrate tonight. All right. Well, enjoy and happy birthday again. All right. So I do
He's out there.
Pardon me? Oh, look at there. Mario Mosen's out there, and he says, hi.
Hey, Mario.
All right, let's get that because we are done with the Insta GORN, I guess we'll call it. How about that? We'll coin a new term here. Let's see. Bending Ballistics is out there. Okay. Let's see. Who else have I missed? Come jumping in here. Tim S says, I thought the Apollo 11 landed back in the 70s. It did, but it's making another comeback, 50 years later. A little more than 50. But who's counting? All right, so let's check the email. So we have this. I just saw this. This is from 223 DMR. I think Hillbilly will like this.
What is it? Bear and beef jerky?
He says, my first time bow hunting, not a bad looking doe. Oh, goodness. There might be a problem here.
Well, one good thing about that, when you tow it in your truck and head down the road, you only say you're hauling ass.
I don't know if you have to have a tag for that or not.
I don't know.
Tim S says, oh, no, not the ass. Afraid so. He says Shrek is going to be pissed. Yeah, probably. Probably. Okay, this next one is from Abby. Abby says, new stock on the black rifle and got the whole family together. Look at that.
Nice.
Isn't that nice? Let's see. Maybe we could zoom in a little on that and get a little closer. Start up the top and work our way down.
It's funny, a lot of people's like, oh man, I like that, and then I'm looking at the shotgun. Yeah. It's like, dang, man.
I always like a good shotgun.
Me too, buddy.
Very nice. Thanks, Abby.
Sweet stuff there.
And then, okay, Stan sent me 2 things, but the first one said something about a t-shirt and it came through without a picture on it. So I do have this second one here from SS Pawn. So let's take a look at that. Oh, because of the shirt. Okay, I do have an LWC camp. Now I understand. Okay. I'm wearing my LWC camp shirt, so he sent that in. That's why.
Dang,
that's pretty cool.
It is.
Not many people have a C camp, so yeah, they gave me that shirt at SHOT Show a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a C camp to show up at my gun shop, and there was one in 380, and I just bought another gun. I'm like, it won't sell. It's gone.
And say they don't give those C camps away.
No.
But I would love to have one. All right, so.
Well, Abigail said that rack's new, and Tim S said, nice rack, Abby.
I caught that.
Prove it.
Okay, this is from Chessboard. He says, my U.S. issue M14, December of 67.
Wow.
Might get a little bit better look at it if I take this banner off. There you go. Maybe we can zoom in a little. In, not out, Gary.
Picture says January of 68.
It does say 60.
Wonder,
Maybe you got the
I
film
bet
developed a little later.
I bet.
Yeah, that's going to be when the picture was developed.
Yeah. Man,
Very cool.
that is
Well,
neat.
thank you for your service, chessboard, by the way.
Definitely.
All right. So then we've got oh, wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. This is from Ron Wayne. We've got a few different shots of this, so we'll go through all of them. He says Red Ryder Custom. You can already tell this is nice, but we got another picture that's a close-up here. Look at that, though. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, man, that is sweet.
That is something else. That's awesome.
All right, so let's take a look at one or two of the other pictures. And check this out. You may have seen these on somebody else's show. I don't know, but look at that.
That is nice.
It's got his name on there. Man, I am so jealous. I would love to have one like that. That is
Yeah, that's freaking sweet.
Yeah, the guy that does that engraving is amazing. He has a YouTube channel. And
they even engraved the screws? Yes.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it, on that one part?
At least the two top screws they did.
Yeah.
You say if the engraver is good, they'll engrave screws.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
That
Beautiful
is
word.
something. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think. Yep, we get to see the other side too. Okay. Look at that. Got his name on the other side too. That's just an all-around beautiful piece.
Yeah, it is.
Even that strap is nice.
Yeah.
That is first class for a daisy, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
I'd take one.
Yeah, the wood and the staining, the engraving, everything is just, immaculate on that thing.
Tim S says, someone was a good boy for Christmas. You didn't shoot your eye out as well. Boy, you aren't wrong there. He says, is that walnut on a Red Ryder? Couldn't tell what
Ron
kind
said that's Frag Out Design Studios.
Frag Out Design Studios. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Abby's talking about, cutting down a barrel for the Mossberg. Okay.
Yeah, I told her it's like you can find one, but mine's a 12 gauge, Abby. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that was a 20. But man, the barrel swap on those are so easy because I have two for mine. One for shooting skeet, I think it's a 28, and then a 16. If you can put that on there, and I have to put the 16 on to put it in the case because it'll go in the case with the 16 on it, and then the 28 beside it. And so
the stock work was done by Restomod Daisy here on YouTube.
wow.
Yeah, Abby says I can't find a short barrel in a 20 gauge. Okay. She's getting a barrel specifically to cut down. Oh, okay. Just make sure and measure that thing several times so you get it right.
Yeah. Measure 3 times, cut once.
Chessboard says that was in, however you pronounce that, Hohenfels, Germany, December 67. 68 when it was developed. I got out February of 68. Okay.
Wow.
That's still a very cool picture. I enjoy seeing those.
Is.
But That's all the GORN I've got that's been sent in. Let me see if I have any stuff I can show. I've shown some of my pictures already. But, oh, yes, I do. I do have some GORN I can show. Okay, so since it's my show and I've got a little bit of time, I'll just show some of my own GORN. So here is what was in front of us at the arena. This was on Friday. There were a couple vehicles by the Kansas Highway Patrol, and then they had a Jeep Renegade that they were raffling off.
Nice.
So here's the, this is the front of the arena where we were at. There's a little bit of a wider shot. And then this is the state trooper vehicle. It's an LCAT, I believe. This is the Jeep that was being raffled off. And then this is the highway patrol car. It's not your typical Kansas highway patrol vehicle.
No.
The Challenger. Here's the other side of that Jeep.
That's sweet.
There's the front of that LCAT. Looks kind of mean in that view.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a table where they had some stuff laid out that people could look at and stuff like that. They actually let kids get up inside that, by the way. It was pretty cool.
All right.
There's the front of the Challenger. Look at that front end on that thing.
Dang.
I'm guessing that was probably confiscated.
Probably.
And became state property. That's usually how that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't know.
Huh?
I said, I don't know. Our state police barracks here just got, I think, 2 or 3 new chargers, and our city police just got a new charger. Which, why the heck the city police need a charger is beyond me, but they're getting all kinds of new crap. It's ridiculous what they're getting. They've got a 4-wheel drive pickup, and there is zero call for them to have a 4-wheel drive pickup in the city. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we saw that picture. Let's see. This was on my trip to the grocery store. I went by the Wichita State University campus, so I took this shot out of my window.
The shockers.
Shockers. And then let's see. This is at Shields. We took a picture. They have this Wichita thing in the front of Shields with no T, so you're supposed to basically make the T in the sign. So that is Sarge. And then we switch places, and now that's me making the T. So
Right.
it's kind of tradition, your first time there. So, and there's Obnoxious One in front of there's a shocker that is made out of Legos.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And
That's cool.
They kind of invite you to take a selfie in front of it. So I asked Gobi if he wanted to get a shocker picture. So he made a shocker picture. That's all I'm going to say about that. I took 2 or 3 shots of it. And then I sent this to Moo while I was in there because I found a whole rack of barbecue seasonings because they had a whole section of barbecue stuff.
It's all like meat church stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
you
half
see Snob over here in the background.
I should take a picture of my pantry.
Then here's a picture of the boys doing some shopping. They don't know I took this picture, but so they were in. There's a picture of me at the at the casino that night after they plied me with a couple Long Island iced teas. That's TJ in the background. That's Clover over here. You can barely see his shoulder, but yeah, they talked this gal into taking a picture with me. So,
wow, looked like he's having some fun, buddy.
it was a fun night. It really was. And then when I got home, I discovered that in the swag pack from Range Day, that they actually gave away a Clover Tack patch. So.
See who's got pull around there.
You betcha. All right. So let's see. Grudge Guy is out there. Grudge Guy 879. Several years ago, I saw a Ford Taurus catch a vet going over 120 miles per hour back in the late 90s. Wow. Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, it is almost the top of the hour, and I want to remind everybody that after this show is over, that you can go over and catch the weekly 2A wrap-up on the gun websites or the Daily Gun Show channel, I believe. So check that out. Anybody on the panel have anything before we sum things up?
Now I got Guns Bearing Therapy tomorrow night.
Well, I'll give everybody a chance to do their plugs.
Oh,
I just wondered if you had any last minute topics or anything before I
Just want to remind everybody that there's 2 comment periods going on right now. Head over to the Federal Register, leave some comments there. And remember, you don't have to leave one giant comment. If you can break your comment up into several different comments, that would actually be more beneficial, because then it leaves more comments that way, obviously. So.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and segue right into the last segment. What did you learn? And this is where we ask all of our panelists what they learned tonight and what they want to promote. And since Guns and Barbecue is just talking, I'll let him go first. What did you learn, Guns and Barbecue?
Oh, I learned that you had an amazing time at TriggerCon, and I'm glad that it was an amazing time for you, and that you were able to get away, let loose, and just kick back, relax, and get away from the rigors of life. So.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time. All right, what have you got coming up?
Whole lot of nothing. Actually, let's say just got 44 mag off of layaway today, so probably try and get some photos taken of that in the coming days. So probably put something on the 1791 photo Instagram page of that. Maybe yeah, that's about it. And say just reworking the office right now. It's kind of under construction, so yeah, nothing content wise really. Thank you for the invite as always, Gizzard.
Okie doke. Thanks for being here. Let's go counterclockwise. Let's go with Hillbilly Up. What did you learn this evening, sir?
Oh man, I learned all kinds of stuff. I can't remember a lot of it, but I learned a bunch.
Okay, well, you got a show coming up here, right?
Yeah. Well, I learned that, man, you got a lot of great stuff from TriggerCon. I mean, that giveaway night was awesome, brother. And as always, thank you for having me on.
You bet.
Great show, awesome side chat. And yeah, we have Guns Bearing Therapy tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And so if you ain't doing nothing, come over and visit with us, and hopefully we'll have a good time. We try to always do that. Got several videos pretty much being released every day, every other day. Been kind of doing a series. I don't know how far I'll go on it, but it just depends on if people like it. Kind of trying to reach like new shooters or maybe beginner shooters, doing some filming from my point of view, and starting out like with 22 rifles and working our way on up. And so if people enjoy this and want to see it, we'll do that. Then we'll do some pistols, and then we'll go to some shotguns. And so been working on that, getting some of those videos out, plus just some of my regular content. And so anyway, I sure appreciate you all very much.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. And then last but not least, let's go to 2 Live Moo. Sir, what did you learn?
Hey, thanks, Gizzard, and good to see you, Hillbilly, and Guns and Barbecue. Had a good chat tonight. I learned that Guns and Barbecue, after he takes pictures of his new 44 Magnum, he's sending that over to Gunpowder Beauty. And I also learned that Ron Wayne, with his Red Ryder engraved with the stock, dude, I'm just like, I'm still thinking about that gun. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah, and the other thing I learned is Gizzard Gary bought a new firearm and waiting to check that out on his Instagram here, hopefully dropping shortly.
Yeah, that should be in the next day or so. I just haven't gotten around to take a picture, but he give you something to look forward to.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for the invite, and thanks everybody out in the chat, and everybody have a great weekend. All
right. Well, thanks for being here. Let me go ahead and get this graphic off the screen because I want to I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. We had a great show, I think, anyway. Hopefully the balance of our panels will be back next week, but thanks to everyone who watched out there on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, or watching in the replay on any of the various platforms I'm on, or even listening on the podcast, the audio podcast. I thank you for being here and being part of this show. Thanks to everybody for making comments and sending in pictures of their GORN and stuff like that. Very cool. Travis T says, a freaking Red Ryder stole the show. Nicely done. Yeah, nicely done. Thank you for that. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to all of my panelists tonight for a great show. And of course, thanks to all of my supporters, my channel supporters out on youtube.com for their support of the channel. I surely appreciate it. We'll be back next Friday for Fowl Territory 235. And as always, that's Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. So be sure and come back in and visit with us next week. Everybody have a safe and pleasant weekend. If there's any live streams or shows, be sure to check them out if you can. And as always, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and comment for all the people you watch out there, and share those streams, share those videos, and help everybody get all the views they can. I appreciate everything you do out there. So on behalf of my panel, I would like to remind everybody that if anyone tries to infringe on your right to keep and bear arms, give them the bird. So this is Gizzard Gary, and I want to say thanks for watching, and I'm going to give my panel one last chance to shout out before I hit the closing credits. So here we go.
See y'all.
Shut up, man, benched. See you on the range.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, folks. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Who ate my pizza?